to vote their conscience and not be condemned to vote according to a poll where we know, like Michelle Bachmann did to win Iowa, they bust people in and they play the numbers. Okay, that's the first thing. The charge is inaccurate. I was not part of Ron Paul. In fact, I want to clarify this as well. We had delegates that supported Mitt Romney on our lawsuit. We had delegates that supported Newt Gingrich on our lawsuit. We had delegates that supported Rick Santorum on our lawsuit. And yes, we had delegates like myself that supported Dr. Ron Paul, and I still do support Dr. Ron Paul. Another accusation that was made against me was that I campaigned for someone other than the nominee. That is incorrect. I did not campaign for Dr. Paul. Dr. Paul was no longer a candidate for office of presidency as of 8/30/12. He was not running for any office. Glad you could join us. He was not running for any office. Therefore, my campaigning wasn't campaigning because I stand today in favor of his philosophical beliefs. I'm sure some of you hold the philosophical beliefs of someone like Ronald Reagan or Barry Goldwater or someone like that. It doesn't change the fact of that. Sorry. Also, the fact that I am being accused of this not supporting the party by people that I'm pretty sure did not vote for Joe Miller, who was the
3-minute mark,
who was the person that was the party's nominee. So it's kind of hypocritical. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Lanson.
And I got plenty more.
Very well, very well. All right. So, are there any further matters on the table? We are in recess.
We're still in recess.
We are. We're getting ready. We're getting ready now to move right into the proceeding. Make note of the time. It's 21 minutes past the hour of 10. We are in session.
Debbie, before you go on to have a resource, can I speak?
Well, we are in session. Can you speak freely right now? Even is it something that's inappropriate?
You went into session before I had a time.
That is correct. But think it through. Maybe you can speak in just a moment. Okay. What we're doing here is moving on to the next matter on the agenda, and this matter involves a hearing for which was served upon Mr. Randy Rudrick, and this is a matter brought forward by Miss Renee Wall. So we have, what will happen now is, actually, I have a personal need at this moment. Let's see, a personal point of, I need to excuse myself for just one moment. So, a matter of personal privilege.
Let's go to recess.
We will go back into recess for just about 2.5 minutes. So, Rex, you're going to have your opportunity. I'll be right back.
Do you want to thank everyone?
Recess for 3 minutes. Sorry about that.
About the one thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good opportunity.
You know, I'm going to speak against this. We are in recess, and I have a huge list of enemies that blows yours away, Frank. And I'm going to go on not record, but I want to go on record with you people saying that I agree with your decision to remove Mr. Millett from office. I agree on that on a number of reasons, but mostly because I found out that he had a key. And I tell you what, if I was elected the chairman-elect and I had a key, you'd be chasing me out of here, woman. I don't understand. That just blew my mind, that level of incompetence to me, that you're making an excuse like that. You have a key to this office and you can't come in here and figure stuff out. No excuse for that. On top of that, I don't think I feel comfortable with a leader that isn't competent to open up an email attachment. Okay, and those things, I went on record in one of our little groups saying that, and I am public enemy number one. I'm sure you heard me referred to as Satan.
Welcome to that.
Daryl.
Yes.
Daryl.
Yes, sir.
Daryl.
Yes, Rex.
Now, that is a much better way to speak, and I can listen to somebody if they don't say anything.
Well, I want to clarify with you. As a matter of fact, in my video, and you can look this up online if you'd like. It happened at when they kicked me out of the convention. It is called ARP Credentials Committee Shenanigans. And in that video, I actually said, please don't mistake my passion for anger. I'm not angry at you. In fact, I repeated a couple times on that video that I love you. I said I love you to Mr. Schulte. I said I love you to Paulette Simpson. I said I love you to Steve Strait because you were there as well. And I said I love you to Frank McCreary because I am not angry. I have passion. You were in the video, Christy. I was in the video.
You didn't say I love you.
Huh? No, not that. I am a person of love. I come from that spot, and you actually mentioned it in your invocation. I agreed with that. Love conquers fear,
Just because he
man.
looks like Satan doesn't mean he is.
I got a good heart, brother. And here's something else, yeah. I've been at every assembly meeting in Anchorage since I might have missed one in the end of October, something like that. Or it should be the end of September, beginning of October. The only reason I missed that is because they ran through everything and were done by 7:30, and I got off work at 9. Because usually I would have went after work. But I've been actually fighting the United Nations encroachment into our lives through Agenda 21, ICLEI, and Title 21 here in Anchorage. I go there, I speak against the industrial waste that they've been putting in our water that's poisoning, increasing cancer rates, and dumbing down our children. And I am passionate about things, and that's where my anger comes off. I'm not angry right now. I just talk loud. I'm the youngest of 7 kids. In fact, I mentioned this in the video. The reason I'm so loud is because when I was a little kid, I had to be because I was around a lot of bigger people.
Same here. Thank you.
You're from Detroit.
Detroit.
Debbie Brown speaking.
I got something to do with it.
Thank you. This is Debbie Brown speaking, and we are now moving back into session. It is 25 minutes past the hour of 10, and we have one important matter left on our agenda. We're going to proceed forthwith.
Madam Chairman, this is Ralph Seekins.
Yes, Mr. Seekins?
May I ask a question on the matter that's coming up now? And I'm a little bit...
You are on the record, yes? That is a
Yeah.
fact. We are in session. Thank you. Yeah.
But I am a little confused. The charges that are being brought against Mr. Riedrich, are they being brought against Mr. Riedrich as a member of, or as an officer of the Alaska Republican Party?
We will hear, I believe that we're going to hear clarification on that in the 3 minutes that that Ms. Wall will have when she has her 2 minutes. And I believe that, as my understanding, but I think that we should just proceed with the hearing. And
Madam Chair.
I just know, I haven't seen the specifics, but
well, let me just say this, Ralph. I know from my reading of the complaint that the concerns of the complaint had to do with when Mr. Rudrick was an officer of the party, and so that is a fact.
What?
Mr. Rudrick was an officer of the party until just the 31st of January, midnight.
Point of information, there was a packet sent out by Renee Wall with the charges and whatnot at about 8 o'clock last night, just so you guys are aware.
I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
I didn't see it.
It's in your email as of last night, and I think you may have received information previously also, because Mr. Steve Colligan sent that out, I think, prior to the 17th of January.
So I was just wondering what the relief that was being sought was. What was the...
Well, I tell you what, Ralph, we actually can't afford to bring you up to speed on that right now. We have to proceed with the agenda and the moving ahead on the matter. So I will call upon Mr. Rudrick
Steve
for
Strait.
his 2 minutes for that he has due him in this matter right now.
Point of
It's
order.
3 minutes. Excuse me.
Madam Chair, point of order, Steve Strait.
Excuse me, I may have made an error.
I believe so, ma'am.
The complainant in this matter is Ms. Wall. So Ms. Wall at this time would have 3 minutes, and that is where we are on the agenda. So I need to call, according to the procedures that we all
Ma'am.
agreed to on the 17th, Mr. Strait, we
Point of
have to
order.
go to Ms. Wall.
A point of order.
Point of order.
Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Please recognize.
I recognize you, Mr.
Thank you.
Strait.
I'm following up on Mr. Seekins' concern here. With the relief here would be the removal of from office under Alaska Republican Party rules. Mr. Riedrich is not in an elected office. Whatever charges are brought at this point, and I don't know what they are because I haven't seen them, that it matters nothing right now because there's no he cannot be removed from office. He's not in office.
That-
So
that-
the charges are this motion, this activity is mute, and I would ask that we dismiss all charges. And I would
Are
look
you
for a
making
second.
that, are you making that motion?
I'm making a motion to dismiss all charges.
I second it.
Thank you. I ask for a vote.
This is Mike
Very well. I believe that I have a responsibility as the chairman to,
Yes.
I know, but I'm ruling now, very patterned, your motion out of order.
Madam
And-
Chair, I appeal, point of order, I appeal the ruling
And
of the
let
chair.
me, I have we've read Robert's Rules of Order, so I have an opportunity to state why I want to rule you out of order. So if you would, I'm going to take my opportunity now to explain why. I propose that we rule the gentleman out of order for this reason, that the actions that occurred, it's my understanding, occurred during the time that he was in office, and furthermore, Mr. Straight's comments were well taken. However, there are remedies mentioned in our rules which state, and this is in Article 10, Section 4, and as your new chairman, I have a responsibility to become much more familiar with our rules. So I feel like I have a duty and a responsibility to help people know what are in our rule book. Article 10, Section 4, removal is not the only action. And this is not a verbatim, but I'm going to say that the rules state that the hearing committee may impose any appropriate sanction up to and including removal. So SEC members, I'd like to just advise you that there are rules in our party rule book that state that I believe that is the reason for I am calling for this motion to be out of order, and I ask for your request to accommodate me on this matter so that we may follow our rules.
You gotta respond to the
Very well,
order
very well,
first.
very well. So we're going to have, I believe where we are in this proceeding is just to rule on Mr. Straight, you're going to have to allow the process now. I believe that you have set a pattern, and I'm trying to respect you in that. So I believe where we are now is to vote on, we have a second to that, to Mr. Straight's asking for me to be overruled. I understand fully, and I would like you to just, we'll have a roll call vote on that matter right now.
Are we voting to overrule? I have a motion to dismiss the charges that was seconded.
Yes.
Which
we're-
I captured Rex for that. So are we voting on that? Or
No,
are we
And
voting
she's
to
calling it out of order.
I have ruled this motion out of order for the reasons
Just
that I
clarify for
stated.
me.
Okay, and now we're
And if
waiting
you
on.
I'm concerned that if our secretarial, I really think it's important for you guys to understand the concepts that are involved
No,
also,
I
because
just want to
Alice,
make sure I
understand the
understand what
concepts.
we're voting on.
and please,
Debbie, I think you ruled
So-
the point of order was not well taken.
correct.
That is now, I believe, appealed, and then there needs to be a vote on your ruling.
Thank you, Mr. Goldman, for helping with my verbiage. That is correct. I've ruled his point of order inappropriate.
Okay.
And we're voting on that right now. So it's basically to whether we uphold my interest in overruling his point of order. Does everyone understand what we're doing?
Does that
A
mean?
yes would mean we uphold your ruling, and a no would mean we don't, right?
That is correct.
Thank you, ma'am.
No,
Oh.
it's exactly the opposite.
Frank McQuarrie is speaking.
A yes
Helping.
vote would uphold
Uphold the appeal.
the appeal. So a yes
Okay.
vote would mean that the chair is overruled.
Gotcha, thank you.
That's correct.
Are you, do you have a point of order question on the motion,
And point of order is not
Ms.
discussed.
Renee?
Not a point of order.
It's out of order, Madam Chair, out of order.
Well,
Point of orders are not
I
discussable.
do believe that we have to deal with this matter, and maybe we can help you with your question afterward. Hopefully it's still pertinent at that time. Okay, so we are voting on this matter without further interruption, thank you. While we hold this thought that a yes vote will uphold the concern of Mr.
Appeal.
Straight.
The yes vote upholds the
The
appeal.
appeal.
A no vote upholds the chair's decision.
That is correct.
Okay, let's have a roll call vote, please.
Debbie Brown,
No.
Ralph Seekins,
Yes.
Debbie Joslin, Thank you, Debbie. Alice Linka.
No.
Frank McQuarrie.
Yes.
Rex Shattuck.
Yes.
Peter Goldberg.
Yes.
Steve Straight.